friends, back on track on how we boost our metabolic rate. I'm really sorry for the technical difficulties. You know, again, we are technology dependent, so reliability is little less. Okay, so let's get started again. So to begin with, I was sharing the golden rules which will help you to boost your metabolism. Now the metabolism is well, now in Ramadan, definitely the weight, there's a lot of changes in our sleeping patterns, eating pattern, and our dietary intake, with due to which there is definitely a weight gain. No matter how many times we think that we are not going to get indulged in unhealthy eating habits, but we end up. So the weight gain is inevitable and understandable. So let's get on to our golden rules to help boost our metabolic rate in the new norm of pandemic. Okay, so the first golden rule is small and frequent meals. Spacing your meals throughout your day is essential. Making and the most essential part is that it should be nutrient dense. So the portion control is important, and spacing it throughout the day is essential. Now the next golden rule is having your bulk of the calories during the day. Say again, like when you talk about breakfast, having a heavy breakfast, and then gradually throughout the day, keeping your food intake light. Now what happens is when you have a good breakfast, say which is punched with proteins, fruits, the you are not hungry throughout the day. So this will help you for your less caloric intake and aid your metabolism and weight loss. Now, when we talk about eating food, fruits and vegetables are must. I cannot emphasize more to the intake of fruits and vegetables. It is so important because they not even just detoxify our body, but are like, ticket to fast track weight loss. Then again, the third golden rule here is workout. I know many people like to procrastinate and not like to work out. But then I'm not telling you guys to go and run a marathon. Simple things like fueling your brain every day for 30 to 35 minutes of workout, or maybe just start doing something in your living room. We have our Just for Heart so many experts sharing their advices on YouTube. Maybe you would want to go to the channel or the page and then look into it and help yourself. The exercise has so many benefits, like it is evidence based. Like I can quote so many researchers which have a link between increased exercise and decreased food cravings, aiding weight loss and boosting metabolism. Now weight exercises not just boost our metabolism but also makes our organs more functional. Like functional per se, like our heart, our lungs, they become more functional and active. And at this point in pandemic, we definitely need active organs and full support. I'm sure you guys agree. So I'm sure many people are ready for action. Okay, so what is the final golden rule for boosting your metabolism? Is the sleep pattern. You have to schedule your sleep right. Now, this is very, very essential. The reason is there are studies linked to decreased improper sleep and anxiety and increased food cravings the following day, which will make you just accumulate more and more fat, whether or not you want to lose weight. So, this is no good. So, this is the time right now for everyone to set in your clock and catch up on your proper sleep. Now, moving forward to our next session, the framework. What is a framework? Framework is anything and everything that will help you to aid your weight loss. Now, I would just, very conveniently talk about Google, where we have a lot of information available, say like dietary journals, or maybe I would say some weight loss trackers, or maybe I would talk even about your fruit intake, your water intake, anything that monitors and helps you to lose weight. Now, I want to take this moment and explain you guys about serving. Now, every nutritionist, every dietitian talks about serving size. Control your serving size, control your portion size. But now I want to equip you and make you guys judge of your own serving size. It's very simple. How do you count your serving size? By using your hands. You don't need any calorie counter, you don't need any bowl, you don't need any measurements. So wherever you are, you have your hand and start counting your serving size. So let's get started quickly. So for protein, the protein is one serving is palm, and now the normal recommendation is one palm for women and 2 for men. So again, protein 1 pound. So not we are not very it's not very favorite vegetables. The serving size is a fist, a full fist. Now this is 1 fist for women and 2 for men. And again, our favorite carbohydrates. That's a cup. Unfortunately, not much, but then 1 for men and 1 for women and 2 for men. Okay, now the final oils. It is very important. Everyone takes it and makes us more fatty. So it is the thumb rule. Only this portion is allowed, and one portion, one serving. It makes one serving, which is 1 for men, 1 for women, and 2 for men. Okay, so let me just run it quickly. And I think I'm going crazy. Okay, so palm protein 1 serving, cup carbohydrates 1 serving, fist vegetables 1 serving, and thumb 1 serving for oils. So here we are done. Now, and let's move forward. And I'm sure everyone is ready for action when considering the exercise and the framework you have in place. Now, these all things indicate towards a healthy lifestyle, which is with a balanced routine and also and sensible portion size. So now you know what to do. Now I am going to move into the next session, which is very tasty and delicious, and that is energy bites. I don't know how many of you have heard before about energy bites, but definitely once I show you the recipe, you will get addicted. When we talk about sugar cravings, when we talk about binge eating, when we talk about so many other things where we like not very sensibly get indulged because we don't have options in place. Now I will show you a recipe which can be meal prepped, and if you do it before, you're golden. Okay, so let's get started. There are two types of energy bites which I'm going to give a demo. The one is with dates, and the other one it's with oats. Now oats, now let's get started with the dates energy bites. Dates energy bites, you know very well. Dates are like multivitamins, and during Ramadan we all have dates. So I want to take this opportunity to make some date bites for you. So for this, we need some mature dates, and you remember to pit it because you don't want to spoil or destroy your food processor. Now, I have flax seeds in it. This has essential amino acids, which are very important, and I'm going to add a tiny bit of za'atar, which I developed the taste in Middle East, and I just love it. You can use your own flavors or toppings, maybe a cinnamon diabetic friendly. And then I have here nuts. These are almonds, unsalted and whole. Then again, I have tahini and honey. This is a blend. Tahini is, I like the flavor of tahini, and honey is for sweetening. So I'm just gonna quickly put in my blender, which is high intensity. We are gonna get a little noisy, okay? But you will love the results. These are so simple and so amazing, like a fantastic recipe, because the beauty of this recipe is just that you don't even need to cook it, like you just don't have to cook, no bake, and they are ready in minutes, and they curb your sugar cravings. It's just amazing to have it. Like anyone and everyone like in the family loves it. Okay, we are going to get noisy a little bit. Okay, so I would stop when I see it making a dough wherein I can roll it into small balls. So I'm just going to run it a little bit more to get the right consistency. Okay, I think it's done. Okay. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good that you guys would really want to eat it right away. And don't worry about the quantities if I've not mentioned, because we will share the recipe with you. And it looks something like this. If you can see, they are ready to get rolled and very easy to make. So what I'm going to do is just take some tiny, tiny bits and just start rolling like this. Okay, I'm sure you enjoy and you can do this with your kids because they love to help you in the kitchen, right? Okay, now, like, these are so simple, like just 5 minutes. It took me 5 minutes to make it, and they are just like so healthy, protein packed, and it will keep your body fueled throughout the day. Now I'm going to roll it in some grated coconut. You can top it with any of your toppings. There is like a huge unlimited room to play with the toppings. You can use cocoa powder or like anything that suits your flavor. Okay, so this is how it looks. Now, usually what people do is refrigerate it for 2 hours before serving, or uh, or you can just have it right away. But I like to make it in batches because they are so delicious and so addictive. And entire family loves it of from all sizes. Like even you can give to kids when they need some energy, and especially when you are busy throughout the day, or you can just grab some without having to indulge in unhealthy fats, and they keep you full for so long that you don't feel hungry. So I just keep going and I'm making some more. I know you guys are tempted. It looks really delicious. And you can see there's some crunch from the nuts coming in. It's so perfect. Like we are talking about flavors, we are blending so many healthy ingredients in it. Okay, so here I go.
Sabha, this is really looking delicious, and I'm sure all of our participants are also tempted and they are waiting that when they will try this and make it on their own.
I would
So,
love to listen your ideas and experiments of toppings which you would use. Like I have my niece who have their own YouTube channel and they add the choco chips, and they add so many things like chocolates, choco powder, and make it like the way they want. And they
what?
just love having it throughout the day. So it's
Absolutely,
just
that's
amazing. Okay.
amazing idea. And in
Yeah.
between, in fact, I would like to inform our attendees that if they want to, come live and share their ideas in between your, just showing us the recipe. So we can unmute them and they can also, put in their ideas as you mentioned that they can definitely share their inputs with us so that it will be a two-way session. Okay, at the same time, Seb, I would like to inform you and all that we are already live on YouTube, and few of our followers are watching us on YouTube. So we have shared our YouTube link. So if anybody wants to share it with the friends, family, or if you have any issue here on audio, you can definitely use this link, right? So please, Seba, let us go ahead. We are really excited to see what you're going to tell us next.
Okay, I'm so excited that in 10 minutes I made the most tasty, delicious, protein packed energy bites. They are just amazing and fantastic for every day. Now I'm going to quickly start with my second recipe, which is the trail mix energy bites. These are as amazing as they sound. I'm going to use the power pack oats. They are, the benefits of oats. Here oats, I'm using the rolled oats. Okay. And I'm going to quickly first put into my bowl as I'm talking. Okay. And then I have high protein peanut butter. You can use your own. I'm using this unsalted natural form because I just want to go little less on the sugar. They make a great post workout or even pre workout uh, energy bites. So this is an amazing recipe you would want to try. Then again, my favorite chia seeds. I cannot emphasize this the the nutritive value of chia seeds. They are amazing. They have omega-3 fatty acids, the antioxidants which we need in our body, which cannot be synthesized and has to come from outside. So these are amazing. They are just like, they not even add value or nutrient to the recipe, but also acts as a gelling agent, which would bind all our ingredients together very well. Now again, I'm talking about sweeteners. I'm using honey, but people would like to even use like stevia liquid or powder. It's up to you. And like I'm using very little honey because I'm going to use some add-ins per se, some like nuts, and I'm going to add some raisins there because they have the natural tendency to battle against the sugar cravings for the sugar content they have. Uh, so I'm going to use very little honey. Don't worry, I'm going to share the quantities with you so that you can make and have it and enjoy with your family and kids. So again, flax seeds. I use in almost all my recipes because they are just amazing. They add so much fiber. And when you are busy, like I'm talking about energy bites in days where we are very busy, we don't have time, and we don't want to indulge in unhealthy stuff. Okay, so like in given in that situation, we want our definitely sometimes we also negate our water intake. So the fiber content is very important in anything we need. Okay, so I'm going to add quickly coconut, grated coconut. This gives a great flavor to our energy bites. And if people, you guys don't like it, you can avoid, you can use your own toppings. As I keep telling, there is a great room for these energy bites to play with because they are so much fun where you can add any topping you like the way you want. You can add choco chips, you can add cocoa powder, you can add the lemony zest for, you can add some salt, you can add anything you like, cinnamon. So now I'm gonna add some add-ins. Now these are some cranberries, hemp seeds, some uh, uh, some raisins, which I and some walnuts, which I feel these are my favorite in energy bites. So you can add your own toppings, and then I'm going to quickly blend all these together. Blend, so that all ingredients are integrated together. They are so quick. I mean, the beauty of this recipe is you don't have to cook, you don't have to bake, you just have to mix. All it needs. Even your kids would do it, and they would love to eat it after because look at it, like we are talking about nutrients, we are talking about flax seeds, chia seeds, nuts, the protein pack. They are so amazing and so portable. Like you can just store them in fridge. I usually make in big batches and then I store it in freezer so that I can have it after. So you guys also can do it because it's not like you have to do it every time you want to eat. You can just meal prep it. That's why I feel this recipe is so exciting. Okay, now I'm blending it so that all ingredients are integrated together. And then I take the first morsel. Oh God, it's so amazing and fantastic. Okay, we are almost done. I'm just blending it properly so that every bite I make, I get the flavor of it. So just, I think in less than 2 minutes, we have two recipes ready. So isn't it exciting? Where you don't have to stay in kitchen for long and still eat healthy. Okay, so now I'm just gonna quickly take and start rolling them. So look at it, like it's so amazing. The flavors are blending in so good and so easy to make. You can just give your daughter to do some. I like to I like using rolled oats because I like the crunchiness from it. People usually prefer quicker oats or even the other oats, but I prefer rolled oats. So this is how it looks: a blend of chia seeds, flax seeds, coconut, and oats. It's just so amazing. You would want to just eat it right away. And oats are like packed with fiber, protein, iron. There's so many nutrients which we are adding in. And then whatever you add, like the nuts, the seeds, the hemp seeds, they just add value to it. They are so amazing that even before workout or after workout, you can just have a grab one or two. But of course, when you have a choice of gajar ka halwa and an energy bite, I would suggest you can have maybe two energy bites and a quarter spoon of gajar ka halwa, being a friendly dietitian. Because I believe in enjoying what we eat and not restricting completely, because it's it's the lifestyle modification which we need, and it has great impact on our health. Just imagine if you choose to be healthy, you can just enjoy your life and don't have to look around for immune boosting food during situations like pandemic. So I hope you guys are enjoying. I would love to listen your experiments with different flavors, toppings, and feedback about how you found this recipe. And if you missed any of the recipes or step, you can just go back, because we have our Facebook channel, and you can just go back and look into it. We will also share the recipe. Okay, you can put them in fridge. You can just store it for long. Okay, my hand got a little sticky. Okay, because I've been making it. So I quickly grab some. Okay, so there's no room in the plate. Okay, let me grab a tissue.
Sure, Saba. So, in the meantime, you're just cleaning your hand. We would like to know that you are already talking about oats. So, what else? I mean, for what all other things we can use this recipe? Like, I'm sure that this is great option for kids as well. You
Yes,
know, since
for all
it's
sizes in
been,
the family.
yes, everybody in the family, definitely, right? So, great. So, anything else, if we have any of our attendee and they want to ask or share something, I would invite them. And they can also see this video later on, as you were saying, that they can refer this video later on our YouTube channel. Right? So they just
Okay.
need to search for Just for Hearts, and then they can have this video ready there. So whatever you are showing us right now here, it is available there as well.
Okay, that's great. So I hope you are able to see the energy bites which we made today in less than 10 minutes, I should say. So this is the dates energy bites and this is the trail mix energy bites. And I'm sure these are full of energy and protein which you would want for a day without getting indulged in other unhealthy sugar sweetened beverages. So these are
Absolutely.
perfect to curb your sugar cravings. And I still have more to make. I'm so excited.
Absolutely, that's great, Sabha. Thank you so much for taking us through this recipe. So before we move ahead, I would just like to, share some more details about our today's excited speaker, Sabha, that she is already a very nice and qualified home chef. That is what she calls her. And she is a very much experienced dietitian. She has done her master's in diet and nutrition, and she has also done her degrees from London and UK universities. So we are so blessed that we have such a qualified expert today to have a chat with us here on Just for Hearts YouTube live channel. Sabah has also done some sessions with where she speaks, where she deals her lectures on health, nutrition, healthy lifestyle, how we can modify our dietary habits to keep it healthy, right? She has also done publications in different research papers. She has published her research papers as well. So, Sabah, I would like to get a little bit more details from you that we are going to discuss. We are also going to discuss that how one can actually pick himself or herself after Ramadan. So, after this huge fasting thing, how they can actually switch over to the normal lifestyle. I think people are eager to know that.
Yes, definitely. It's a very good question. To begin with, it has to be a gradual change. We cannot shock our body because already, like we have been following a pattern for 11 months. Now, in 1 month, there are things which have changed and altered. Honestly, there are many benefits for fasting. Like there are tons of research papers which suggest fasting is best for weight loss, to get off cancers and make our organs more functional. But the indulgence in wrong eat dietary habits makes it a little tricky, where we end up eating more, where we end up eating more fatty food, fried food, salty goodness which we are offered, and because of which there is the lowered metabolic rate, the lowered metabolism. We have to first look at how we can shoot our metabolic rate or metabolism in a way. So I have shared the four golden rules, which is like small and frequent meals. Then we have the second one is the sleep pattern. Then eating most of your food in the breakfast, and then spacing out throughout the day, like keeping breakfast heavy and then lunch a little lighter, and dinner you can just keep it like a supper or very less. So keeping it light, and then physical activity. So if you follow these four golden rules, definitely the metabolism will boost up. But yes, I'm not telling you to go on like very low calorie diet, high intensity workouts, because those are not suggested just after Ramadan.
Right, perfect. I think that makes a lot of sense. And can you just repeat those golden rules, what you mentioned just now? That so just to emphasize on that, whenever we are fasting, whether it is for Ramadan or any other occasion,
Yes.
definitely these rules are perfect fit for fasting things. So I request you please repeat those once
Definitely.
again.
I love this part, just not because we are talking about fasting, but because we are being challenged due to the pandemic. Like everyone is just, at home, laid back, relaxed, and the physical activity is decreased. The indulgence in food is increased. Like you can see people posting, pouring in pictures of food. So what we are doing is just,
Yes.
eating, sleeping, and repeating. So this
Correct.
is a new norm, boosting your metabolism with the pandemic. So, to be healthy, to have your organs right in place, we really have to follow the four golden rules. So, the first golden rule is small and frequent meals. It is no secret that everyone, every dietitian or every nutritionist suggests us to space out our meals during the day. Like they have to be healthy and they have to be portion controlled. So, throughout the day, you have to space it out in small and frequent portions. This will keep our metabolism boosting and running. So now the second rule. The second rule is about how, taking most of the bulk of your calorie intake in the breakfast, or if the first meal should be the heaviest meal of the day. Like, breakfast options, for example, packing up your breakfast with proteins and your fruits will definitely aid your metabolism and also keep you full for long, so that you're not hungry throughout the day and you're eating more food, that it decreases your caloric intake. And then the third one is about exercise. And exercise is so important, but unfortunately, most of us procrastinate. But I'm telling you guys, little brain tuning, about 30 to 35 minutes of exercise, especially, I cannot stress it more, in the pandemic, you have to get up and start. Maybe like, small walks in the lawn or in your backyards, or maybe you can just, start with some floor exercises. Just for hearts, we have so many experts sharing videos on YouTube and Facebook channels, like where you can find advices which are easy and very practical. Maybe you would want to go back and relate and start to help yourself, because this is the best. Now, exercises have so many advantages. There are researchers everywhere about exercises, and I'm sure you have heard it a lot, million times, billion times, but it is there everywhere because it is important and it has a huge impact. And if it is implemented, it will give you a healthy modification and you can enjoy everything you want. So, exercises basically help you detoxify the toxins from your body, it flushes it completely out. And then the next is it makes our organs more functional. Like I don't know how many of you guys have heard about organ age. For example, like if I'm 16, my organ age could be 30, but you can actually make it vice versa. You can actually be 30 and make your organ age 16, and that you do is by getting yourself active. And organ age is actually the age of the organs. Now they are, if you are like pouring your organs or with unhealthy fatty food, they are stressed, so they age faster, and then the malfunctions happen. I'm talking in a very layman's language, but I'm trying to make you understand how essential it is to work out. So exercise is must, and I'm sure you some of you are ready to action now. Okay, now the final rule, sleep patterns. I don't know like how many people actually monitor or are in a discipline of proper sleep, but this is very, very important because there are studies linked to improper sleep and improper sleep and increased food cravings and anxiety the next day. So if you and there are studies like with proper sleep, there is an increase in food cravings where you can help yourself losing weight. So a proper sleep per se, not just like in 24 hours, 3 hours of sleep, then 4 hours of sleep, and then 5 hours of sleep. No, I'm talking about 8 hours of sound sleep, which is very essential. So these are the four golden rules which actually focus on a healthy lifestyle with a good routine and balanced, sensible portion control.
Absolutely, Sabah. I'm totally agree with you. Your all golden rules, what you mentioned. And I would also like to inform our attendees that we are here at Just for Hearts. We are also doing regular live sessions. We do fitness session on every Friday sharp 5 o'clock, so they can come live on our YouTube channel and follow some yoga poses. So because we also feel that somewhere it is our social responsibility to spread healthy living and to guide our followers how they can actually make it part of their life. And it is always good to do workout in front of somebody. If you have someone who is telling you that yes, do it like this, do it like that, so you all have that access here. And definitely you can take part in our fitness activities, right? So, Sabah, I have one question here from one of our attendee, and they are trying to ask us regarding to the recipe. So, I'm just trying to tell you the question. They're saying that can we spread it on the baking tray and cut it in square and top it with almond butter?
Well, that would become an energy bar. You can do that, but
Yeah,
the concept here of energy bites is small balls, wherein they are you can just pull it and then just enjoy it in your mouth. Whereas you can do there are different methods and different recipes for energy bars as well. Yeah, you can apply some of these ingredients and then you can put it on a baking tray and then you can refrigerate it and add some almond butter and the toppings you like. As I've said, there is an unlimited room and ways to make this recipe interesting. So I think there are already people thinking about it, which is actually uh, a good,
absolutely.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
after looking at their message, it is saying that they are excited and they are really excited to try this recipe out. So definitely, I think after Sabah's inputs, you can try doing this. And I would also like to invite you for our healthy recipe contest. So by chance, we are running this healthy recipe contest on our YouTube channel. And if you happen to do this recipe, so what you need to do is just short your video for 5 to 10 minutes. Talk about your recipe, ki how you have done this. You can show while doing it, just the way Sabah has told us, and then you can share it with us. We are taking entries till tomorrow, 18th and 19th. So if you need any request, any details related to this recipe contest, you can comment below in this chat box, or you can get in touch with us as well. So great, Sabah. Thank you so much for answering this question. I would again request our viewers on YouTube that if you have any question and you want us to answer it live, please ask your questions in the comment box. We already have lot many people watching us live on YouTube, and as well people who have joined us here on Zoom. You can raise your hand so that I can make you live, or I will unmute you and you can ask your question. So I can see one hand raise is done. Mobile, Mr. Hana Mobile, they have raised their hand. So I can give me a minute. We will unmute you in a while so that you can ask your question. till then, Sabah, can you give us a little bit more details about
Definitely.
how?
Yeah, so I would like to take this moment and tell you how this I came up with this recipe. This recipe is actually from my book Ramadan Diaries, which is available on Amazon. And this book is listed as bestseller in etiquettes category. And if you're looking for more recipes, maybe you would want to go and check this book out. And there's lots to come in. And I'm looking forward for more exciting ideas which you can incorporate in this dish and make it more favorable to your family. And like the efficacy of this dish, this energy bites is so much that they are so handy and so portable and so easy to make without even having to go into your kitchen, light your stove, and then look for more ingredients. You just have few like for this like dates energy bites. I used only 5 ingredients, and for trail mix, yes, a little bit more. But these are like the differences for energy bites. Dates energy bite, it would go on a day wherein you just want to grab something and curb your sugar cravings. But for trail mix, they would be uh, a good for a day wherein you are doing pre and post workout. You can use this as a good energy, which will keep your body fuel throughout and give you more energy to get into more exercise. So these are perfect. Like sometimes we have a lot of questions, like when I counsel my patients like online, they just keep asking me about workouts. Like before even they start the workout, they are thinking about what they have to eat so that they are not energy deprived. But I'm telling you, this is a perfect recipe which is workout worthy. So you have to try this and then start your workouts. And like for example, like when we are in pandemic, like we are eating more often, and there are so many like we are also doing some impulsive grocery shopping, like I cannot deny that fact. And there are so many already ingredients in place. So what I can say is, I think these are very pantry friendly recipes where you would find at home, especially at the time of Ramadan. Like dates are available, I can say nuts are available. Grated coconut is definitely yes, because in culturally we use a lot of almonds. Honey is always there at home, and then we have peanut butter. You can just mix few of those ingredients and come up with a really good energy pie to help you body fuel throughout. So this is like really exciting and fantastic must try recipe.
Absolutely, Sabah. Thank you so much. So we have Hannah Mubin. If you are able to hear us, we have unmuted you. So you just need to start your audio and you can actually talk to us live on this show. So can you hear me, Hannah Mubin? Am I audible to you? I think we are not able to reach. Uh, so till that time, I will take one question. So yes, you have already answered this question, Sabas. So few of our followers are asking that will you be compiling these recipes in a book? So you have already showed us your book, and yes, you have already compiled the recipes. So we have one more request that please make more input on middle age crisis or hormonal changes, especially for women. Ma'am will like to know more on that as your information is on balanced diet. So can
Definitely.
you please answer this?
Definitely. I think this is such an important question which needs to be addressed, because women's health, like sometimes they are undergoing middle age crisis and they don't even realize that something like this exists, honestly. So I think it's a very important question that needs to be answered, because there are a lot of hormonal changes a woman is going through throughout the lifespan. Now, when we talk about middle age crisis, like the hormonal changes which they would go through is usually, let's talk about something like, the lower metabolism, which is very apt for the topic today. Now, the main thing, the main change that women go through in middle ages is the lowered metabolism. I have questions from, like people like, I used to lose weight when I was at 27, but I'm doing same amount of exercise when I'm 35 and I'm not able to lose weight. So this is because the metabolism has come down. As you age, the metabolism lowers down. So you have to push in more and concentrate on more eating healthy habits so that you don't have to work out on it more. Now, also when we talk about middle age crisis, the second thing is you get little low on your energy. Now, these transitions are so fast that you don't understand what's happening. Like I really appreciate this question to the person who actually know that she's undergoing middle age crisis, but there are so many women who would not know that they are going middle age crisis. So for that reason, these energy
Sure.
bites again will give you the punch for your energy to be stable and you're still able to do all your activities. Because in today's world, all women are multitasking. I cannot deny this fact. And we do not have more time to, spend in kitchen, do tedious cooking. And sometimes we are just running around so much that we are deprived and we just get go grab a coffee or chips or a bag of fries because we're just hungry and we don't, when we are catering others, sometimes we just end up forgetting ourselves. So what I recommend is this is a perfect recipe for a woman who's undergoing middle age crisis because this will boost your energy and metabolism and help you to stay active and stable because it has omega-3 fatty acids which will also calm the emotional changes which she is going through. So I think this would be a great recipe for her as well.
Absolutely, Sabah. Thank you so much. So we also have Rahat Khan with us, and they want to ask us that I find it impossible to stop eating a sweet after a bite or two. How I can handle that? Any tips for that?
Sorry, can you please repeat? Your voice cracked.
So I'm sorry. So what their meaning is that they find it impossible to stop eating a sweet after having one or two bites. Any tips for that? They are not able to stop
Definitely.
their sugar craving.
I completely understand this because it's normal. So let me tell you that this question is very normal and it's really nice
Right.
that you asked because when I was making my recipe, I did mention that when you have an option of your favorite gajar ka halwa, and in that
Right.
moment you can just grab 2 3 energy bites and then have a quarter spoon of gajar ka halwa. This way you're satisfying your body and you're also satisfying your psychological craving for sugar. So I'm being a very friendly dietitian or a nutritionist, I should say, and recommending you to have both, but in portion control. And if you want, I can again explain you about the portion control and serving size because this is very important. And now that I have given you the knowledge, you have no excuse for any procrastinations about your serving sizes or about your sugar cravings.
Absolutely. So, Sabah, next question is coming from Matiba Khan. She's asking us that what's that one food item or ingredient you would advise people to avoid that they cannot have it? What is that one ingredient?
One ingredient that I would ask them to avoid.
Yes,
Well, I think I would ask them to lessen the fat content. Like when I was talking about the serving size, we do not understand the severity of it when we are adding oil in a recipe. Like to make it more palatable and to make it more tasty, we just keep adding oil, yeah, butter, or any clarified forms of fatty items. So what I suggest is uh, following the rule of serving size and keep maintaining your portion control. That is 3 teaspoons per day for a person of oil. So I think you have to really monitor your fat content because if you monitor that, you can still enjoy the rest of your food with in a healthy way.
absolutely. So, on these lines only, we have one more question from our YouTube live followers as well. So, they want to know that how much fat or oil they can have in a day as a healthy individual. They don't have any issue, but how much oil they can consume during a day.
As I told you, it depends on your workout, like it depends on everything. Now that you mentioned that you're healthy, there are no medical conditions, that's very good. But still, to maintain a healthy life, you have to go. If you are a woman, then you will have to take one serving, that is 3 teaspoons per day. That is like thumb rule. You have to follow the thumb rule. You just have to take this much of oil per day. Or you can say, you know, so like I'm good explaining serving size wise. So, or
Right.
if you're a man, then you have to go for two servings. But again, it depends on your input and output, like how much you're taking in and how much you're exercising. But like for example, if you are only eating 1500 calories, okay, and I would ask you to, and you're not burning anything, then I would ask you to stick on to the rule. But if you are taking 1500 calories and you're burning 500 calories a day, then I would suggest you to get into indulgence of healthy fats.
Absolutely, got it. So on the same line, Saba, Hassanji wants to know that which oil is good for our health. Which oil
Um,
you would recommend?
Yeah, like honestly speaking, there is a norm that olive oil is the best oil, but all there is a way to take olive oil, like consume olive oil. For example, you can have olive oil provided you are using it as a dressing or topping it, like not when you're cooking it, because once you heat it, the efficacy changes to the normal oil. So I would suggest any vegetable oil, but the quantity matters here. So quantity needs to be monitored. Any vegetable oil, maybe like sunflower oil, or like uh, even like if you have taste for mustard oil, that works well too. Because in certain areas, like certain parts of the country where it's too cold, people prefer taking mustard oil for so many reasons, and it has good uh, efficacy also. So I would suggest serving the quantity is important. And uh, so, and yeah, I think I would just say vegetable oil, any vegetable oil or sunflower oil. Yeah.
Okay, understood. Great. So, what are your views on intermittent fasting? So, one of our
Yeah.
attendee is curious to know about intermittent fasting, which is in fashion these days.
Definitely. I think I recommend intermittent fasting. It is amazing. But of course, there is a difference if you're talking about intermittent fasting and Ramadan fasting. I think Ramadan fasting has is more efficient because you are deprived of any habits, like any healthy habits and unhealthy habits which you would do on a normal day. Like if someone is smoking, you would not do that. If you have like other things like like alcohol or anything, so those things are taken care. Whereas intermittent fasting is little conveniently taken, wherein people fast, but in the end they eat a lot of fatty food, and then they are still the dietary pattern is the same, like where you're cutting down for some hours, but in the end you're taking what you used to, which is not good. So the most important concept here of intermittent fasting is lifestyle modification, I would say. So when you fast, you are trying you're trying to understand your body, and you're trying to give that gap to your body to flush out all the toxins, and then the fat to act to break it down, right? And when the day end and you have your meal, that has to be really nutritious, so that whatever the toxins are flushed out are not replenished. So I feel lifestyle modification is very important with intermittent fasting for good results.
Absolutely. I think that really makes sense. And what you are saying, totally agree with it. That one must follow own customs so that you do it with all the diligence, and then you get a good result out of that. So we are getting so many questions. People are really getting excited with the session, Sabah. I would like to take up one more question from Rahat Khanji. They're asking that any strategies I can use so I won't gain weight when I'm eating out.
Any strategies you would?
If I'm eating out, any strategies I should keep it in mind while so that I will not gain weight.
Okay, you mean gout, the medical condition?
Not gout. I don't want to increase my weight. Already my
Okay.
weight is on higher side, and if I'm planning to eat out, so
Oh, eat
what
out.
thing
No,
I should?
sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah, it's a very good question, definitely. So
Right.
basically, like yeah, like there are people who actually maintain a very good healthy weight and monitor their calories at home, but when they go out, they fall short of options. And especially if it is an invite, you cannot be not eating there. So in there are it depends, it's very conditional, like if you are in a situational, I should say, if you are in a situation wherein you're going to have a very unhealthy food spread, what you can do is you can just have some food so that there is less room for you when you go for a party, and you don't indulge in heavy unhealthy not eating. Okay, now the second is also when you're taking small and frequent meals throughout the day, your capacity of eating food in decreases, like the stomach size decreases, the portion size decreases. So invariably, in whatever situation you are, you end up eating less. So I think this way the metabolism is being boosted, and even if you go out, you are not going to eat because you do not have that room anymore. So that is one thing. And again, because it's situational, if you are in a party where you ended up eating and now you want to balance, so what you have to do is you have to give space to your body so that it flushes out all the toxins and breaks all the fat you have eaten last night. Maybe you can just go a little more on your exercises. And I would not suggest, like you have to completely cut down on your calories. You have to take what is your daily recommended calorie intake. But yes, over the days, like maybe you can go a little strict on your diet for a week if you had a very heavy a party. Like for example, now that Eid is coming, like it's a good question. I want to talk about my preparations. I know I'm going to eat a little heavy because I come from a very cultural and traditional family. There would be food which would be like caloric, like rice, and I might not eat as healthy as I normally eat. So what I'm doing is I'm preparing for the next this week that I will go little, like I will exercise more. I would also maintain, like control my calorie, and I would literally avoid fat so that I can enjoy eat. So that's my goal. Maybe you can just pick things from here and apply to your situation, which would help you to lose weight evenly.
Absolutely. Thank you, Saba, once again. So we are getting many questions, but due to time constraint, we will take couple of those. And I request all of our viewers and attendees that after the session, still they can ask us questions on our YouTube link, so that we will try to get answers, and we will try to come back to your questions there. So one more question I can see here is Saleha is asking that skipping meal would affect on weight loss in certain age groups. What would you say?
Well, I say a big no to skipping meals. I promote.
Okay,
I'm not that I promote, but the healthy way of losing weight is small and frequent meals. Skipping meals is no good because what happens? Like let's talk about it. Skipping meals, what happens is like when you are skipping, you are so hungry that whatever is available, you just end up eating, and that will also increase your stomach size because you are going to eat in bulk because you have not been eating for long. So this is not good. As I was just talking, also addressing the question of intermittent fasting, where you are fasting throughout the day, and then when you eat in night or whenever your time slot is for meal, you have to ensure that you're eating healthy. So the process is continuous. So skipping meals is no good. But yes, you can have small and frequent meals. You can have this energy bites in place. You can keep munching on it throughout the day if you do not have time. And you can even carry it. They're so portable. It would come in my purse. So
true.
I think this skipping is no good. You have to
Right.
ensure that you are drinking water, and you have to ensure that this is how you boost your metabolism by eating small and frequent meals.
Absolutely. Yes. So we have one more question coming right away from our YouTube channel that they want to know any good replacement for sugar, how they can control their sugar cravings. So you have touched upon this topic, but still any replacement for sugar.
Yes, definitely. See, the entire today's setup is to curb the recipe which I shared with you is to curb your sugar cravings. So 100%, when you these are big good replacements for sugar cravings. Like whenever you want, abruptly in a day you feel like, oh, I'm craving for sugar. In those instances, if you work ahead, you're golden. Like you have this in place, you just take a month, you just open and you just have it, and your sugar craving is right curved, not just curved, but you're fueled for long. Like okay, let's talk about when you have a sugar, like, when you have anything that has sugar, for example, sugar, like, maybe a teaspoon of custard. Okay. If you have that, what happens? The blood glucose level suddenly shoots up and then goes down. And then you crave for it again, right? But if you have healthy replacements like this sugar, this energy bites. In those instances, what happens is your sugar levels are maintained, and then you are so full because it has proteins and other healthy ingredients. You're full for a long time. Maybe you would not want to have again, and you would not have any sugar craving that day. So this way, I think this is a very good recipe which you should consider for to curb your sugar cravings. Now, apart from this, there are so many ways of controlling your sugar cravings. Like for example, if sometimes also we misunderstand our cravings. We When we are thirsty, we think we are hungry. So those understanding is also important. Now, the second thing is, like, when you are craving for sugar, maybe you can go munch on some vegetables, maybe you can go munch on some fruits rather than sugar sweetened beverages. And if you talking about, like, something like pops and all, those can be avoided by replacing healthy drinks like infused waters, which are amazing. Like you can just take a glass of water, add some fruits, and then have some cucumbers in it, and then you can keep drinking it throughout the day. So I think that is one recommendation I would give. And when we talk about sugar cravings per se, the desserts, for those, as I told you, have three energy bites and a quarter teaspoon of your favorite dessert.
Okay. Yes, that's great, Sabha. So thank you so much for answering our so many questions. And we are still flooded with questions, but due to time constraint, I think we will stop here. And I request all of our attendees to, they can ask their remaining questions on our YouTube link. We have already shared the link with all of our attendees here. You can definitely ask your questions there. And I thank Sabha for coming to this show at Just for Hearts. So, Just for Hearts is a wellness service provider where we are trying to provide health, nutrition, fitness related services through our live sessions. So, tomorrow also we will be going live on our YouTube channel. You all can subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press a bell icon so that every time we are going live, you will come to know. Tomorrow we'll be discussing more about weight loss and fat loss. So definitely, I think from here we can pick it up there as well. So, Sabha, thank you so much. Before we wind up, I would like to request you to give us one message that each one of us should keep it in mind to make our life more fit and healthy. So, what would be that one message on which we can close the show?
Well, I think the only message which is on my mind right now is about the new norm. When we talk about working from home is the new normal, then I think boosting your metabolism is your new normal now. So I would like everyone to take this topic very seriously. And because it is a new normal, to boost your metabolism, work on it, get active and action.
Amazing. That's great, Sabha. We have definitely learned something new that boosts your metabolism. And this is a very important message. Otherwise, everybody just keeps on talking about don't eat this, eat that. But this is the powerful message. And all of us will be able to follow this. So thank you so much once again. Thank you so much from Just for Hearts. And see you again soon on the same show.
Yeah, I think there's a new next. I'm going to talk about hypertension. 10 ways to lower your blood pressure in naturally, and that is going to be on the World Hypertension Day. It is coming very soon, and don't forget to like my page, Dieting Gauge, and
Absolutely.
also yeah, follow on Instagram and Facebook, and Just for Health.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm sure all of us have made note of it, and see you all soon. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good day. लीव करो